Hello, guys. All right, guys. So when it comes to I have been focusing and learning the wrong things. And I basically been going in the wrong direction. And in the past couple of days, I've been trying to educate myself regarding why I didn't notice this, and I want to make sure that you guys are also are aware of this. So when it comes to educating yourself about how to use AI to improve anything you're doing, when it comes to content creation, your business, or anything else, you actually get on the right path. Because I will tell you why I've realized that I've been focusing on the wrong stuff. Um, and that I am stuck at level two. And I will tell you there are four levels. And level three, a lot of people have been creating systems using level three, and I've been here on this channel focusing on level two, and which is basically is like the dark ages right now. It's ancient way of using AI. Things are, when it comes to AI and how we use them, everything is changing so fast, and if you blink, if you just don't pay attention, people are going to move past you, and you're not even going to, I don't even know how you're going to catch up. So it's really important. I'm going to not only tell you what we need to be focusing on and why AI agents is actually coming at us faster than I thought, and what we need to learn about it, but I'm also going to show you other channels and other people that you need to follow. So I'm basically getting educated on this, but on this channel, I will show you what my education process is, and I will give you the resources that I'm using, and it's all free, and it's all on YouTube. And I'll put it in like the video that I'm going to be showing you today. For example, the link to it is in the description. But I'm going to tell you about a whole bunch of other things that are about to come. By the way, I'll, the way I use AI right now has helped me a lot. I have this other channel that is my main channel. This is just a small channel that I'm now using just to document my process, and the things that I'm learning. So in case anybody could use it, but everything I tell you here, I'm using it on my main channel, and it has worked a lot. Like it has both in the businesses that I'm involved in and in my channel. Everything that I'm using AI in any area that I'm using I have become exponentially more effective. But this is just the 1% of what I could be doing, and I'll tell you why. So let me actually just categorize everything into the levels. This is my categorization. Let me know if you agree with it. I mean, this video has three categories, but I'll give you four. Technically, it's five categories. Five category. The first one is people who are not using AI at all. I mean, I don't even know what to tell those people. These people are so far behind. I don't know what to do. Right, but people who are not using AI, category one. Next, one level higher, people who are using AI, and the way they're using it is that they go to the ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, I don't know what app or their website. They use the user interface, and they just ask it a question and it responds, and that's the level of AI usage that they have. And I can tell you that the vast majority of people who are using AI, that's how they're using it. They just go and like, oh, write me this email, edit this, check this information, do some research. That's level one. And then remember, we have five level. That's level two. We have five levels. So level one, not using AI. Level two is this. And again, I have been advocating level three because it's much more powerful compared to level two, which is using projects. And again, Grok has projects for free. Gemini, ChatGPT has projects for free. I don't understand why Gemini doesn't yet have projects. It's insane that they don't have projects, but projects is a much more powerful way of using these AI, these LLMs, these long language models. Um, However, I don't know if you want me to like quickly explain why they're so much more powerful. So the in level two, where you just ask AI, you give AI an input and it gives you an output. Every time you have to give it the explanation, the context. But with projects, you provide an instructions and the files that you upload, so that you, when you give it the input, it already knows what it needs to do with it. And a lot of people think like, okay, Armin, that's cool, but that just saves me some time. How does that exponentially improve the way we're using AI? Well, the reason why it's exponentially more powerful to use projects is because now you could create systems. And if anybody knows what I'm talking about, the people who are successful in business and content creation or anything, what they have is that they have systems. They don't just rely on their skills. They create systems in which they operate in, and they just constantly improve the system, and the improvement of the system makes their output, makes them more productive, right? And with ChatGPT projects, you could now create a system around everything, and then you could improve that system. um, so you could just basically change the files that you have uploaded in the ChatGPT projects, or change the instructions based on the quality of the output that you're getting. And then by constantly changing the instructions, you're creating a better system, and then you're constantly improving. So this is the thing that I have been focusing on. And when it comes to my live streams on my main channel, I have managed to reduce the time that it takes for me to go on a live, um, to much smaller than before. Basically, before, when I was trying to come up with a title, come up with a description, come up with a text for a cover, come up with what research what I should basically cover on my live stream. I basically had to argue with ChatGPT until I get all of that, do the research, do everything, right? But now the way I have it with ChatGPT projects is that I just go and just say a general idea about what the next live stream is going to be, and it understands. I don't have to say it, I don't have to give it any context. It understands that it needs to go do some research, go find the people, research the people, go see what people are talking about, and then come up with 5 suggestions about how to go about doing this. And then I look at them and rate them based on how good they could be on a live stream. And I just look at it, and it tells me to pick one. I'll pick one, and then it does some. And then as soon as I pick one, it already knows that it needs to give me title, description, text on the cover, and everything. So basically, I just open my mic and say like, this topic, and just everything just automatically happens, right? So that has saved me hours every single day by just creating that project. Something that if you wanted to just use ChatGPT without the project area um, would have taken me much longer, right? And it's not just that it saves me time, it's also that I could constantly improve the instructions using ChatGPT itself, improves the instructions area so that the quality of the output becomes better. So you might think like, okay, Armin, that's very good. Now you have a system thinking, call it system thinking, and that's good. And but what could be better than this? What could be better than this is the next step was, so this was level 3. So level 1 was not using AI. Level 2 was just using AI, but just talking to it and giving an input, giving it a prompt and getting an output, and then using that. Level 3 is to use the projects area and have a system thinking, like create systems using the projects. Level 4 is AI workflows. AI workflows is this thing that I haven't been paying attention because I thought it was too technical, and it's not apparently. And a lot of people have, and guys, this is just quite recent, but it's now an entire industry of itself, and there are courses on it. There are people making content on it, and people are becoming they produce it's on a completely different level. Like, it basically, ChatGPT projects is nothing compared to this. And I will tell you what it is, but I will just play this video and we'll go over it. But what that is, this is level 4, is basically the problem with ChatGPT projects is that it requires copy and pasting, right? So like it gives me and it doesn't do anything itself. I still have to do the things. I mean, I have an assistant that does it for me, um but still somebody has to do something. And I'm trying to I will eventually teach my assistant how to use these AI workflows so I could save her a lot of time as well. So the thing about AI workflows is that you will the thing before the level that we are at, the problem with that is that if I went to ChatGPT will to give me a title, YouTube title, a YouTube description, a text on the cover, something, and then after, this is the pre-stream, and then after stream, I use AI to cut the live stream into little pieces, and then it has to come up with captions for each one of them, a caption for Instagram, a caption for Twitter, a caption for LinkedIn, a caption for TikTok. And then you have to go and actually make the post yourself. You need to copy and paste those captions yourself. But when it comes to AI workflows, you don't need to do any of that. Those prompts and those project instructions, you will connect every. I'll show you exactly how this works. I mean, this video has visualizations, but it does everything itself. It's connected to Instagram, to LinkedIn, and it has the project workflow, and you don't have to copy and paste, because the output of the previous steps just goes but turns into the input of the next step. So I don't even have to do any of these things. So the only thing I have to do is to define the workflow, and then give it access to apps, give it access to Gmail, give it access to Instagram, give it access to a calendar, give it access to Google spreadsheets, give it access to ChatGPT, give it access to Perplexity. So I need to give it access, and I also need to define the workflow, and then everything will happen automatically, which is beautiful. But this is step 4. But this is not as beautiful as the next level, which is level 5, which is, like, I mean, how could anything be more magical than this? You're telling me that I don't even need to copy and paste. I just need to define the workflow and give it access, and it happens automatically. How could be? What is the next step? The next step is the step that has not yet arrived, but we're about to reach it, which is AI agents. Okay. And AI agents is basically, you don't even need to define the workflow. You AI will do that for you. You don't even need to connect it to the correct apps and the correct social media accounts. You just need to make sure it has access to everything, and it will decide what it needs access to at every time. And also the another difference between level 4 and level 5 is that in level 4 you define the workflow, but you're the one that has to look at the output and see if the output is high quality enough, or do I need to change something in the workflow to create a better outcome. But when it comes to level 5, which is AI agents will look at the output and decide based on the quality of the output and compare it to the goal of the project, whether or not there's something about this workflow that needs to be changed by itself. And that's what's about. So think about this, guys. We're stuck. We thought that we're somewhat ahead of other people just because we're using projects area instead of just directly talking to ChatGPT. But we're so behind, because not only we're behind people who are using AI workflows is soon going to be behind people who are using AI agents. So we need to catch up, and we need to catch up fast, and we need to learn all of the guys. This is a really fast changing environment, and if we don't pick up the pace, we're going to be left behind. So again, let's actually watch this video so you guys understand what is happening here, and I will keep explaining what again, the link to this video is in the description, and I will basically comment on this, because there are some things that I take from this video that is not in the video. So let's watch it first.
AI more agentic capabilities.
AI agents.
So this is a very interesting first demonstration, because we remember when everybody was talking about AI, but now people are not. The same thing that was happening with people mentioning AI. Now what we're seeing is that the leading people in the industry are now just talking about agents. Okay, so you need to pay attention to that.
Agentic workflows.
Agent.
Yeah, and Jack in the chat is saying, by your channel, you mean Atheist Republic? Yes, the Atheist Republic. All the things that I'm telling you here, my main channel is Atheist Republic, and I'm using the things that I'm learning on how to use AI. I'm using it on my content creation, and I'm also using on my main channel, which is Atheist Republic, but also the businesses that I'm involved with, I'm using that on that as well.
Agentic. All right, most explanations of AI agents is either too technical or too basic. This video is meant for people like myself. you have zero technical background, but you use AI tools regularly, and you want to learn just enough about AI agents to see how it affects you. In this video, we'll follow a simple 1, 2, 3 learning path by building on concepts you already understand, like ChatGPT, and then moving on to AI workflows, and then finally AI agents.
Okay, so he's cutting it into 3 levels. I did 5 levels. Okay, so so this is level 1, 2, and 3. So for me, there was a level 1 was people who are not using AI at all, and then level 2 and 3 were people who were using LLMs like ChatGPT. But LLMs, I cut it into 2 pieces. People who are using it without using projects, and people who are using it with using projects. But from now on, let's switch to this categorization. So we have LLMs, AI workflows, and AI agents. Okay, LLMs is like ChatGPT, Grok, Claude, and everything.
All the while using examples you will actually encounter in real life. And believe me when I tell you, those intimidating terms you see everywhere, like RAG, or React, they're a lot simpler than you think. Let's get started. Kicking things off at level 1, large language models. Popular AI chatbots like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and Claude are applications built on top of large language models.
Okay, so the applications built on top of large language models, the way you need to think about this is the large language model is the engine, and the application is like the body of the car. So when people talk about ChatGPT, they're referring to 2 different things, and a lot of people think that there's the same thing. When you go to the ChatGPT app, where you go to the ChatGPT website, okay, what you're experiencing is the body of the car. Okay, that's not the LLM itself. That's just a user interface for you to be able to access the LLM of ChatGPT. Okay, so ChatGPT is selling 2 things to you. It's giving you access to their LLM, it's giving you access to their model, and it's also giving you access to the user interface. And when you pay for ChatGPT instead of Gemini, there might be you have 2 different reasons. There's 2 different judgments. You have to see whether you like the model of ChatGPT, the LLM, more than Gemini, for example. But you also have to judge whether you like the user interface. So many times, for example, I might like Gemini's model better because it's giving me better answers, but I hate their user interface. I don't like the app. I don't like the website. So just remember, the interface is the body of the car, but the actual LLM is the engine of the car. And the point, I need you to separate these things to you in your mind, because when we go to AI workflows, we're going to be leaving, even though you might still be using ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or Grok or Perplexity, you might be still using them, but you're not using the user interface anymore. You're taking the engine. So let's say you like the ChatGPT engine, the LLM, but you want to use it in your own workflow without the user interface that ChatGPT is giving you. Okay, and that's what we're going to be doing in AI workflows. And again, I'm going to learn this, and I'm going to do it when it comes to my live streams and my content creation process, and I'm going to let you know how I did it and how it went. Okay, so this is a learning opportunity for me. I just want to make sure that you guys are doing this with me, and we're growing together, right? But this is important, because as you keep using AI more, you're going to realize that you're going to take the engine of the model that you're using with you, and you're going to be taking it in so many places that might not necessarily be the same user interface that you're familiar with. You're going to take it, and basically it's going to be humming behind other systems that you create. Let me know if you understand this, because this is key to understand. Okay,
LLMs, and they're fantastic at generating and editing text. Here's a simple visualization. You, the human, provides an input, and the LLM produces an output based on its training data. For example, if I were to ask ChatGPT to draft an email requesting a coffee chat, my prompt is the input, and the resulting email, that's way more polite than I would ever be in real life, is the output. So far, so good, right? Simple stuff. But what if I ask ChatGPT when my next coffee chat is? Even without seeing the response, both you and I know ChatGPT is going to fail because it doesn't know that information. It doesn't have access to my calendar. This highlights 2 key traits of large language models. First, despite being trained on vast amounts of data, they have limited knowledge of proprietary information, like our personal information or internal company data. Second, LLMs are passive. They wait for our prompt and then respond, right? Keep these two traits in mind moving forward. Moving to level 2, AI workflows. Let's
All right, so this is the area that I'm not in, but I want to move into. And basically, if we're not here, you're behind. Like you're really behind, and you're going to get annihilated. You're going to go extinct if you're not here. Apparently, okay. If we're just using a ChatGPT projects, and you're not actually moving into AI workflows in whatever area you're working at, you're going to go extinct. And this is, this includes me. I really need to learn this right now.
build on our example. What if I, a
So that was very simple, right? Everyone you hear that use ChatGPT, use it like this: input, LLM model, and then output. Okay, that is the most. I mean, even when you're using projects, that's basically what's happening. I mean, I try to make it circular by getting the output from the project and then telling what's wrong with it to ChatGPT, so that then I could use ChatGPT to improve the project itself. So ours will be a little bit more circular. But again, that's not good enough because it still involves us copy and pasting everything all the time. It requires a lot of our involvement. Oh, by the way, Yasha, thank you for saying that. And Yasha in the chat saying, I have a great master prompt that's very useful for the first prompt of a project. Happy to share it. It's super powerful. Okay, Yasha, yes, please send that to me. My email is in the description. Okay, check the description. My email is there. Yes, and Yasha is also saying AI workflows are key. They level up the power of what AI or LLMs and similar tools can do. Very useful for optimization and automation. I would go beyond. Yasha, I would actually go one step farther. I don't think they're useful is basically underselling it. The way things are heading, they're absolutely necessary. And if you're not using them, prepare to be replaced by AI. If you're not using these right now, just prepare to be completely wiped out by AI. Again, this is, guys, I need you guys to be afraid a little bit, or maybe a lot, because the world is going to have an wealth explosion, and this is what you need to learn to be able to get a piece of that. Okay, I hope I'm giving you some motivation, some of you, to get into this, because this is absolutely essential. Yeah, and Yasha saying, I agreed, they are necessary. I'm just saying they are. Yeah, I know, I agree with you.
human told the LLM, every time I ask about a personal event, perform a search query and fetch data from my Google Calendar before providing a response. With this
Right. So now by connecting it to your Google Calendar, you're moving closer to it being a workflow, instead of just using the LLM, giving it an input, and then asking for an output. Now you connect it to your Google Calendar. This is one step closer to getting it to becoming a workflow.
human told the LLM, every time I ask about a personal event, perform a search query and fetch data from my Google Calendar before providing a response. With this logic implemented, the next time I ask, when is my coffee chat with Elon Husky, I'll get the correct answer because the LLM will now first go into my Google Calendar to find that information. But here's where it gets tricky. What if my next follow-up question is, what will the weather be like that day? The LLM will now fail at answering the query because the path we told the LLM to follow is to always search my Google Calendar, which does not have information about the weather. This is a fundamental trait of AI workflows. They can only follow predefined paths set by humans.
So guys, the purpose of this video is to show the limitations of AI workflow so that it could introduce you to the benefits of AI agents. And look at us. Look how far behind we are. We are right now on AI projects, and these people not only are on step AI workflow, they're actually talking about the limitations of AI workflow. Meanwhile, we haven't even entered AI workflows.
And if you want to get technical, this path is also called the control logic. Pushing my example further, What if I added more steps into the workflow by allowing the LLM to access the weather via an API and then, just for fun, use a text to audio model to speak the answer?
The weather forecast for seeing Elon Husky is sunny, with a chance of being a good boy.
Here's the thing. No matter how many steps we add, this is still just an AI workflow. Even if there were hundreds or thousands of steps, if a human is the decision maker, there is no AI agent involvement. Pro tip, retrieval augmented generation, or RAG, is a fancy term that's thrown around a lot. In simple terms, RAG
Retrieval augmented generation. RAG is a process that helps AI models look things up before they answer. Essentially, RAG is just type of AI workflow.
is a process that helps AI models look things up before they answer, like accessing my calendar or the weather service. Essentially, RAG is just a type of AI workflow. By the way, I have a free AI toolkit that cuts through the noise and helps you master essential AI tools and workflows. I'll leave a link to that down below. Here's a real world example. Following Helena Liu's amazing tutorial, I created a simple.
By the way, you guys saw the ad that he just had? Do not skip these parts because that's what you should be learning. Every single one of you. Guys, there's two industries that you need to be in at the same time. It's the content creation industry and the AI industry. And again, AI industry, that doesn't mean that you sell AI. It means that you use AI to create systems for people to be able to operate better in whatever area you're in. And this applies to whatever business you're in. It doesn't matter. Whatever business you are in, this is going to be very important. Okay, you need to create content and be everywhere. And you need to use AI to create systems to basically solve people's problems in whatever business that you're involved with, right? But please understand, this is how people do it, right? They go live, they make content, they make shorts, and they talk to people for free they teach people how to do things for free, and then they create a community or a class. And I think eventually it's going to be mostly communities more than classes, because people you could learn things from AI faster anyways, and people are going to look for communities. And again, I will tell you how to create communities so that you could charge people for your communities at some point. And eventually also you need to create really high ticket items to sell. So there's some low ticket items, like cheap items that you could sell for cheap, and items that you could basically be selling for a lot more money. And that should be your goal. Your goal should be to have a community. And I think what I'm going to suggest, and I'm going to test all of these, right? I'm going to create a community on School, SKOOL. That's the best place, I think, right now to create communities and charge people for joining your community. And then also you need to have a high ticket item. And to get there, you need to create a team. You need to have people that you eventually hire to bring clients in, and your clients will basically have their own business. And you use your team to create these systems for them with AI workflows or agents or whatever. And then you could charge a lot more money for basically implementing that entire system for them, for their business, right? Whatever business that you're focusing on, right? And that could be anything between $3,000 per client to, I don't know, $10,000, $20,000 per client. But that should be your ultimate goal. But first, step one is for you to understand how all of these systems work. Step two is to constantly make content about it and grow in this industry. Step three is to create a community and just like he advertised here in the middle of his video, to advertise to your audience, to join your community. And again, we will get to that phase as well, and we'll show you how it's done. And then the last step, I lost count. I don't know what step number we're on, but the last step is to just have a really high ticket item that you will charge thousands of dollars for per client, and that will basically involve having a team that will come in and just implement your system for that business, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a consulting firm, whether it's a, I don't know, gym, whatever it is. You will come and implement these automation processes, these cost saving measurements, whatever it is. Using AI, you would implement those systems on their business, and you would charge a lot of money for it. So that's the goal that you should be having, right? And guys, this is the way to do it right now with the rise of AI. This is the way to do it. This is the way to do it.
below. Here's a real-world example. Following Helena Liu's amazing tutorial, I created a simple AI workflow using Make.
So maybe guys, we should Liu. Maybe we should look at this tutorial because I've seen there are many ways. There are many different right now, different softwares to create AI workflows, and I think I'm gonna go because this one with the purple thing. I don't know what it's called, but I've seen that this one is the most simple one and easiest to learn. So and I watched one video. I forgot exactly which software is this, but I saw one video at least that was explaining that this is the best one to get started with to create AI workflows. Let me know if you want me to look into all of these and watch a lot of training tutorials on it, and then come and simplify it here to you guys, and also give you the links on what I found the best tutorials are. So what I do is that I go and look at the best tutorials and the best videos to watch, and I come and show it to you guys, but I also link it in my description so you guys could watch it directly yourself.
.com. Here you can see that first I'm using Google Sheets to do.
So look, this is it basically, guys. If you're wondering what an AI workflow is, this is basically a simple.
Helena Liu's amazing tutorial, I created a simple AI workflow using Make.com. Here you can see.
Oh, that's what it's called, Make.com. Make.com. That's it. So you can see that's a very simple workflow. A very simple workflow. But I've seen AI workflows that are just really big and really chaotic. But this is a good one to understand what an AI workflow looks like.
First, I'm using Google Sheets to do something. Specifically, I'm compiling links to news articles in a Google Sheet. And this is that Google Sheet. Second, I'm using Perplexity to summarize those news articles. Then, using Claude and using a prompt that I wrote, I'm asking Claude to draft a LinkedIn and Instagram post.
So, guys, do you see how interesting this is? Because he's using different AI models in different parts of his workflow. Like, I was assuming, like, because I'm like paying $200 a month for ChatGPT right now, right? So I was like, why wouldn't I just, like, whenever I need AI to do something, why don't I just use one model? But I keep seeing these people use different models in different parts of their workflow. And it's interesting because every time it's about articles and news summary and researching news, these people, they use Perplexity. And for some reason, when it comes to social media captions and posts, they use Claude. But when it comes to rational thinking, they use ChatGPT. But it's very interesting. So remember how I told you at the beginning that just think about these models as engines. So you can see when they're using Perplexity, they're not using the user interface of Perplexity, which is like the body of the car. They're using just the engine. So it's not the Perplexity app, it's not the Perplexity website. They just took the engine and they shove it in where it's the LLM model. They shove the LLM model in the workflow exactly in the places that they need it. And they use different models based on what they think is the best for this part of the workflow, which is quite interesting. Yes, exactly. Yosha saying different models are better at different things. Yeah, I mean, that makes it complicated. I wish like one model was just good at everything, so I don't have to keep, like, do I have to pay the subscription for each one of these models separately so I could use them at different parts of my workflow every time? I don't know. We'll see.
Finally, I can schedule this to run automatically every day.
By the way, you see how beautiful this is? He just puts the links in the spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet and the Perplexity will just look at it, summarize it, and then Claude will figure out what the caption is for LinkedIn and Instagram, and Claude will also post them on LinkedIn and Instagram, apparently. I don't know, is it Claude? No, I think it's I think this Make.com has access to Instagram and LinkedIn and will make the post. And then you could schedule it here at the bottom.
Post. Finally, I can schedule.
Like I have an assistant that does all of these, okay? But I need to get my assistant to just learn these workflows so that she doesn't have to keep copy and pasting and using my assistant is using AI to do all of these things for me, but she wouldn't have to do all of that because if we just make this workflow, then the only thing she needs to do is just put the links in the spreadsheet and everything will be done.
Schedule this to run automatic Instagram post. Finally, I can schedule this to run automatically every day at 8 a.m. As you can see, this is an AI workflow because it follows a predefined path set by me. Step 1, you do this. Step 2, you do this. Step 3, you do this. And finally, remember to run daily at 8.
Do you guys realize that he's complaining? Like, I'm looking at this, I'm like, holy shit, this is so much more effective than using ChatGPT projects. Because if I'm using ChatGPT projects, I give the project instructions, and then I give it the links, for example, and then it will produce these things for me. And then I'm the one who needs to copy and paste it on the social media and then schedule it myself. But he's looking at the, so I'm like, for me, this is like magic. This is so much more beautiful than using ChatGPT projects. But he is looking at this and he's like, oh, this is not efficient. This is not good because I have to define the workflow for it. Like, what the hell? Do you see how behind we are? Like, for me, this is sorcery. For him, this is ancient. So let's see why what he's complaining about. Listen.
Follows a predefined path set by me. Step 1, you do this.
Or like you say, you're like, oh, I have to set it up.
Run automatically every day at 8 a.m. As you can see, this is an AI workflow because it follows a predefined path set by me.
So when he says because, it means that it's a workflow. It's not an AI agent because I had to set up the workflow.
Step 1, you do this. Step 2, you do this. Step 3, you do this. And finally, remember to run daily at 8 a.m. One last thing. If I test this workflow and I don't like the final outputs of the LinkedIn post, for example, as you can see right here, it's not.
Look, guys, that's the prompt. Look at that. At every step, you know how in the ChatGPT, we use prompts, like we have our prompts saved somewhere for every step. These people in the workflow, they save the prompt. They have the prompt in the proper section of the workflow. Like, that's the prompt for Claude when it gets an input at that stage of the workflow. This is so beautiful. I'm about to cry.
Funny enough, and I'm naturally hilarious, right? I'd have to manually go back.
What he was saying? Hold on.
Of the LinkedIn.
So he's saying if you are not happy with the output, then you know how, for example, on ChatGPT, when we use a prompt and we see that the output is not good enough, we go and change the prompt. That's what he's doing. He's saying, like, if I see that the LinkedIn post, the quality is not good, you have to come into this section of the workflow and you have to manually, he says manually because he's complaining, manually change the prompt.
Post, for example, as you can see right here. It's not funny enough, and I'm naturally hilarious, right? I'd have to manually go back and rewrite the prompt for Claude, okay? And this trial and error iteration is currently being done by me, a human. So keep that in mind moving forward. All right, level 3 is.
So now this is level 3. Like, he's like, oh, it has to be done by me, a human. As if it's not automated enough. He wants to automate it more, which now we have level 3, which is AI agents, which is trying to replace the human part.
AI agents.
Yes, Ghulam is saying, come on now, we became cavemen. Yeah, compared to this, apparently, we're cavemen.
Continuing the make.com example, let's break down what I've been doing so far as the human decision maker. With the goal of creating social media posts based off of news articles, I need to do 2 things. First, reason or think.
So he's like, this is what he's explaining. He's now explaining the workflow, so which requires a human input, and then he's going to show you how that could change when we use AI agents
based
instead.
off of news articles. I need to do 2 things. First, reason or think about the best approach. I need to first compile the news articles, then summarize them, then write the final posts. Second, take action using tools. I need to find and link to those news articles in Google Sheets, use Perplexity for real-time summarization, and then Claude for copywriting.
Okay, so this is the magic of AI agents. Okay, so why do we need humans in the AI workflow? Is the reasoning part and the act part. And the AI agent are basically what we call an AI agent is basically something that does both of these. So you had to reason. So you are like, okay, if this is the goal, I obviously need to get the links. I need to summarize the articles using Perplexity. I need to write the post using Claude. So that thinking needs to be done by an AI. So you don't need to think about the process. And then the acting part, the AI agent could actually act as well. It realizes that it needs connection to these three, and it will actually do the connection. So an AI agent actually can do both the reasoning and the acting, which is crazy, which is like basically gets rid of the human completely.
So, and this is the most important sentence in this entire video, the one massive change that has to happen in order for this AI workflow to become an AI agent.
Oh, there's a third element. Okay, so the reasoning needs to be replaced with AI. The act needs to be replaced with AI, but there's a third thing that needs to be replaced with AI as well. The improvement. This, remember how, guys, on our previous live streams, when we're trying to use ChatGPT projects the most efficient way, we were trying to create a loop, a feedback loop that was constantly improving our project. So every time the result of the ChatGPT project was not good, we will ask AI how we could improve the instructions so that next time we get a better result. So in workflows, you have to do that as well. When it comes to workflows, every time the result is not good enough, you need to change the prompt you prompt so that you could get a better outcome. But AI agents will take this part away as well, so that they will do the reasoning, the step-by-step reasoning. They will do the acting, meaning that they will connect to the right apps to take the action. But they also will look at the result, the outcome, and judge it based on the goal that we had, and they will change the prompts. They will change the workflow themselves, so you don't even need to improve the workflow. Guys, this is sorcery. This is wizardry. Like, this is fantastic. This is amazing. Like, I don't even know what we're going to have to do then if AI agents, like, what is going to be left for us?
Is for me.
Oh, Nima is here. Hi, Nima.
In order for this AI.
So look at this third element.
Entire video, the one massive change that has to happen in order for this AI workflow to become an AI agent is for me, the human decision maker, to be replaced by an LLM. In other words, the AI agent must reason. What's the most efficient way to compile these news articles? Should I copy and paste each article into a Word document? No, it's probably easier to compile links to those articles and then use another tool to fetch the data. Yes, that makes more sense. The AI agent must act, aka do things via tools. Should I use Microsoft Word to compile links? No, inserting links directly into rows is way more efficient. What about Excel? No, the user has already connected their Google account with make.com, so Google Sheets is a better option. Pro tip, because of this, the most common configuration for AI agents is the React framework. All AI agents must reason and act, so react. Sounds simple once we break it down, right? A third key trait of AI agents is their ability to iterate. Remember when
This is the third one. Yeah, I actually spoke too soon. This is where he get okay,
right?
Yeah.
A third key trait of AI agents is their ability to iterate. Remember when I had to manually rewrite the prompt to make the LinkedIn post funnier? I, the human, probably need to repeat this iterative process a few times to get something I'm happy with, right? An AI agent will be able to do the same thing autonomously. In our example, the AI agent would autonomously add in another LLM to
Look, now you're using ChatGPT. So it used Perplexity to summarize the news. It used Claude to write the posts. Make.com made the post because it had connection to Instagram and LinkedIn. And now it's using ChatGPT for some reason, which I don't know why, how it's making these decisions. It's using ChatGPT to decide whether the post quality was good enough or if I need to go change the AI is deciding whether the prompt for AI, ChatGPT is deciding whether the prompt using Claude needs to be changed to get it a better post next time. Guys, the feedback with AI agents, the feedback loop is automatic. I don't even need to keep telling ChatGPT to improve the project instructions anymore. Oh my God. This is This is a game changer. I hope you guys understand what big of a game changer this is.
critique its own output. Okay, I've drafted V1 of a LinkedIn post. How do I make sure it's good? Oh, I know. I'll add another step where an LLM will critique the post based on LinkedIn best practices. And let's repeat this until the best practices criteria are all met. And after a few cycles of that, we have the final output. That was a hypothetical example.
Wait, so it doesn't even make the post. It doesn't even make the post. It looks at the post and it keeps changing the prompt for the cloud until it gets a high quality post.
Because of that, we have the final output. That was a hypothetical example. So let's move on to a real world AI agent example. Andrew.
Well, I don't want to do that one. I just want to look here because I need to go soon. I have a call. I have the link to this in the description if you need to watch.
Level 1. To wrap up, here's a simplified visualization of the 3 levels we covered today. Level 1, we provide an input and the LLM responds with an output. Easy. Level 2, for AI workflows, we provide an input and tell the LLM to follow a predefined path that may involve retrieving information from external tools. The key trait here is that the human programs a path for the LLMs to follow. Level 3, the AI agent receives a goal and the LLM performs reasoning to determine how best to achieve the goal, takes action using tools to produce an interim result, observes that interim result, and decides whether iterations are required.
Guys, I knew people were doing this, but what the thing that I learned recently is that this doesn't require any technical skills. Like you guys might like, okay, Armin. So I know a lot of people were creating automation systems and making a lot of these things happen, but I watched a couple of tutorials and it's just basically going into something like make.com and just connecting things together and then using natural language. You don't need to code or anything to tell AI what to do at every step. So with AI workflows, and I don't even know how to do AI agents, but I know that it's going to get simpler. Like you guys like, oh my God, I'm using LLMs. I don't know what AI workflows are. That seems complicated. But honestly, every level is more simple than the level before it. Like things are not getting more complicated. Things are getting more simple. So if you have been using ChatGPT projects, AI workflows are not difficult to learn. I mean, I watched a couple of tutorials, and it's just basically connecting this AI to this AI, and then telling it to use this app and that app, and then telling the prompt. I mean, it's actually the reason why it's more simple. The reason why it's more simple is because now I have a visualization of what's happening. Like when I'm using ChatGPT projects, I have a Google Doc somewhere saying, okay, step 1 this, step 2 this, step 3 this. But now with AI workflows, it's going to be all in one page, and everything is going to be like I could see the map. I could see the entire workflow in one image, and I could see the entire process from beginning to end. So things are not getting more complicated. Things are getting more simple. So don't use this as an excuse that, oh, I have no technical skills. You don't require any technical skills. You just need to know what you're trying to do. And then when we get to AI agents, that's going to be even more simple. Like as technology is getting more advanced, it's also getting more simple, because then I don't even need to create a workflow. I just need to know what the goal is. Okay. So hold on, let's go back here.
Trait here is that the human programs a path for LLMs to follow. Level 3, the AI agent receives a goal and the LLM performs reasoning to determine how best to achieve the goal, takes action using tools to produce an interim result, observes that interim result, and decides whether iterations are required, and produces a final output that achieves the initial goal. The key trait here is that the LLM is the decision maker in the workflow. If you found this helpful, you might want to learn how to build a prompts database in Notion. See you on the next.
Okay. Guys, we are falling behind. And I say this as somebody who is trying to, because I'm creating content on my other channels, and that channel is doing really good, by the way. Because I'm using AI, I learned how to make the channel grow faster. But even though I'm trying to stay up to date, it seems like things are changing faster than I can keep up with. So I'm going to try to figure this out. And I'm going to come here on this channel, keep telling you the videos that you need to watch to educate yourself on this. Like, I will go find the best tutorials and I will try to implement them. And if they're working, I will come here, I will show you those videos, I will link them in the description so you guys know what. And guys, all the teaching material is free. Like, there are so many people all over YouTube showing how to do this. You don't even need to pay for courses. This is fantastic. We just need to spend some time not just watching these videos. If you're just watching these videos, you're going to fall behind. You actually need to put them into practice. And as soon you might be intimidated at first, but as soon as you try a little bit, you'll see that it's so easy. Like, what was that game? Factory game? It's basically like a strategy computer game. It's basically that. It's basically like, I don't know, Age of Empires. You just like, you have resources, you connect things together, and you just watch it grow. That's what it is. It's like, it's basically like a computer game. It's not that intimidating. As soon as you get started in it, you'll realize that this is like a computer game. It doesn't require any technical skills. Anyways, so I'm gonna go basically find the best ways to learn how to do workflows, and I'm gonna come share on the next stream. I'm gonna come share what I've learned and what the next step is, and I'm gonna use them. I'm gonna tell you guys what my progress has been, and hopefully some of you will be encouraged to do the same. Right? Let me see. Be ensured that AI don't change your. Columbus is saying, how can we be sure that AI don't change our thinking model or taste? And we used to think the way like all people know. I mean, what do you mean? How can you be sure? AI is going to change the way we think about everything. So be sure that it will change it. And Yasha is saying, bingo, you don't need to be a coder to do vibe coding and build agentic AI systems. Yeah, but I think I have a feeling that even vibe coding is going to become something ancient very soon. I think at some point you're not going to be coding or vibe coding. You're just going to be explaining your goals, and even the vibe coding would be done by AI. Anyways, that's another topic. Don't forget to subscribe, because I'm on a journey and I want you guys to be on it with me. And I will show you all the free resources that you can use to get better at this as I get better at this. So just subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you get notified every time we go live. And then like the stream. Like the stream, it really helps this channel. Oh, and Harpag is saying thanks a million. Bolam Reza is saying thank you. Well, thank you guys. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. Thank you guys, and I'll see you again on the next stream. Bye. Mwah. Thank you, Nima.